There's a lot of talk about the end of the world going on right now, and there's everything from asteroids to, the blood moons, to wars, earthquakes, like climate chaos. And there's a lot of debate going on about the rapture, whether there is such a thing as a rapture, whether it's going to be before the tribulation, during, or after the tribulation. And, these are things that I've wondered ever since I was a kid. But in any case, I want to share visions and dreams that I've had in the past. It just seemed absolutely real. I couldn't tell if I was in a dream. It seemed as if, I was transported to another place. I was running through the streets. It was a dirt street. I had no idea where I was, except it seemed somewhere in the Middle East, because the homes were all the same color as the dirt. There were unpaved streets. I was walking very fast, in a panic, like kind of walking. And in my hand I had a Bible. At the time I didn't know it was a Bible, it was just a book. And so I looked down at it, and the book had a cover. And so it was like a science fiction book cover. And so I took it off, and I realized underneath it was a Bible, and I was holding it and I was hiding it. And so obviously in the dream I knew this is something I shouldn't have. People just in a panic, running all around, just screaming, just running. And there were blasts going off, there were rockets firing, everything. And then up ahead I noticed people ducking through the side of a wall. They're going into this blasted wall, and everyone just running in there. And so I followed, and I went in there too. And it turned out to be this large warehouse. And it was just huge. And there's all these people. There's like a sea of people in there. And they're all on their knees praying. So whether it be a church, I don't know, a mosque, something, I had no idea what it was. But I looked up, because everyone's kind of looking up. And they were just in amazement. They were like, oh my God, like something. And they were looking up. And so I looked up, and the ceiling, the roof of the building was blown off. So it was just completely open. And I looked up, and I saw this object descending from heaven, or from the sky. And it looked like a pyramid or an inverted diamond. And it was that same type of brilliance as a diamond. It was just like a jewel descending from the sky. And my whole body got overwhelmed with emotion. And so I fell on my knees. I started and I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And so I just started worshiping and just thanking God. And my whole body got kind of overwhelmed with emotion. And so that was that dream. And I had it once. Well, after that, I started having these other dreams where, I don't know if any of you have ever been in a trance in your dream, where you're kind of stuck, where you can't wake up. You're kind of like in a limbo between real life and your subconscious. And so this was a series of dreams that I had for about a week. There was a pit. It was absolute darkness. And I was feeling around for walls just to find my way just around this, whatever I was in. It was a cave or something. And then I'm searching, and then up in the distance I see there's a small little speck of light. And so I start walking towards that light. And as I walk toward it, the light gets bigger and bigger. And then faintly after a while, I see there's an object up there. And then closer and closer, I see that it's a person. And so I'm walking closer and closer, and then I just keep walking, and then I realize that it's Jesus. And so by this time, I'm kind of afraid. I don't know why in this trance I'm afraid, but I want to wake up. But the more I struggle, the more I try to turn around or wake up. I walk faster and until I'm running, until I'm in a full-on sprint, and I'm getting closer and closer to Jesus. And I see his demeanor, and he's looking at me as if there's no expression. He's just looking kind of through me. And I'm just obviously really afraid. And right before I reach him, I wake up. And this trance type dream I had for like a straight week. I had it every night for a week, to the point where I couldn't really sleep. Every time I would fall asleep, even during the daytime, I would take a nap, I would fall into this trance. And so I was just terrified by this. And I didn't really know what these dreams meant. In the first dream, I was holding a Bible. Second dream, I was looking at Jesus, and it was obviously, pointing me to that direction, to follow him, that he is my lead, or he is my way out of the darkness. And so I did what, the only thing I thought to do, which was read the Bible. And so I read the book from cover to cover. And it's interesting how different the Bible really is when you take the time to read it. And I realized the Bible is so different from what I learned, that as I was reading it, God spoke to me in ways that I don't think he ever could have, had I not taken the time to read. And a lot of these things that I was worrying about, I was being fearful about, things going on in the world, like, we hear about Jade Helm and follow the monetary system and all these things. And it's interesting how everything kind of comes in line. No doubt, I feel that the end is near. I feel that Jesus is coming soon. But at the same time, we have to understand that Jesus warned about, deception in these last days, that Satan is going to try to deceive. You have to think that Satan knows he has a little bit of time. And so he's going to try his best to deceive us, destroy us, make us to live in fear. Planet 7X, Planet X, all these meteors and stuff. But you have to think that where's the source? Even the Shemitah year, even the blood moons, even all that stuff. Jonathan Cahn wrote this. He's someone that I admire. John Hagee was someone that I listened to in the past. There's all these people, Mark Blitz. There's all these people who wrote books. They tell, they speak across the world on these issues. But you have to think, where was their source? Where was the original source? And it was NASA. And I don't know what you guys think about NASA, but they're not credible. This is something that's run by the government, run by Central Intelligence, and they're not credible. So what I need to say is, you need to question where this source is coming from. Even all those things that you see, the pictures of space. I know that Google just released locked sections of space, and now they actually unblocked it so that we can see it. But everything looks computer generated. It looks so fake. It's not even funny. So we have to question who is in control. And you have to know that of this world, the prince is Satan. And so you can't believe the things that you hear by things that are governed by this world, okay? Everything of this world is evil. This is a spiritual war. And at all times, we have to take hold of every thought, every suggestion that's out there, and know that it is of devil. I mean, he's out there like a roaring lion. He's trying to get you to question the Bible, trying to get you to question all of your beliefs, trying to question who Jesus is. Always been Antichrist. Always people that anything that's against Jesus, anything that is against God is Antichrist, right? And so we know that there's a lot of things out there that are trying to make us afraid. And there's nothing more that Satan wants but to be accepted as Jesus. He wants to be the place of Jesus. He wants to take that seat. He wants that glory. Even the elect will be deceived. And so this is what I think about what's going to happen. All this is going to correlate. Everyone is saying September is this time where everything's going to come to a head. I think there's going to be false millennium, where what I saw, the thing that I dreamt, was a warning from God showing me what Satan is going to use to deceive people. And I think that that diamond, that pyramid falling from the sky is going to be the fake, this false illusion. Don't be deceived. And whatever happens, in September, just know that Satan is out there. He's always trying to deceive you. So you can't just literally take everything. Okay. There's going to, from this vision that I had, I think there's going to be this fake millennial reign where Antichrist is going to make people believe that the New Jerusalem came down, but it's not going to be real. Question everything and keep your eye on Jesus. Remember to stay in the Word, to read it for yourself. Don't believe what you hear out there. As Christians, we are supposed to live by Jesus' example. And his example was, he's the only judge. Jesus earned the right to be the judge of all, but he's not going to judge yet. After a second coming, he's going to judge each of us. Okay, but when Jesus came in this day and the example that he led was for us to love everyone, for us to bring as many people as we can to the kingdom. And of course, it's only God's choice who he's going to choose, right? He calls everyone, but there's only few that are chosen. But what our job is to share the love, is the perfect love that Jesus showed. It's not our job to condemn people. It's going to be God that changes their hearts. It's not our job. But that is what we should be doing as believers. That's what we should be doing as Christians. And stop wasting our time, trying to scare people and just spend all of our time saying that, what's wrong, and pointing out what is wrong in this world. But instead trying to shine that light that Jesus shined. We're supposed to be that light in this world because there's so much darkness out here. Stay in the Word and stay in prayer. Yeah, God bless.